We have had an unfortunate number of poor presidents, I'll put it that way. But we also have had an unfortunate history of trustees who did not live up to their responsibility. Well, that was my personal opinion, that it should have. And I said that to some people. And my primary reason for that was that I did not think it had a chance in the world of surviving. And it seemed to me that it was increasing its debt, and it was living with false hopes. And in terms of simply its reputation, my suggestion was that what they should do 2 years ago was to have a great celebration, Thanksgiving for the life of Lambuth and the role it has played in the life of its graduates, of the church, and truth to be told, in some instances, in certain corners of this nation. And it seemed to me that the more we strung out having to plead and maneuver for more money with somehow or other the idea that there was going to be this magic wand that could be waved, it seemed to me that that was detracting from its reputation. It was not Lambuth's liberal reputation that caused it to go under. It was just some bad choices as to how we should reach students and with what kind of programs. And if you look around the country at the small liberal arts schools that have gone under, not in every case, but in some instances, I think they made the same kind of mistakes. First of all, Dr. Wilder's mistake in choosing the kind of school he wanted to see it become, and then Tom Boyd's decision to bring in the kind of students that he brought. I just think those two together were, Dr. Wilder's was serious enough, I think. But those two decisions together, I think they mortally wounded the school. When you change the approach from liberal arts to career-oriented education, then you're really changing the nature of the school. And that, in fact, is what happened. I do think it was a mistake not to have gotten it, yes. And again, on the basis of defending it in a liberal arts school. As I said earlier, I have never been an opponent of all programs that would prepare people to have jobs when they get out. I just think that they should not be the controlling and the dominating idea. And the fact that when the nurses were here, they would be getting their basic liberal arts schooling. And again, as I said, the whole history of Methodism with hospitals, I just think it was a natural. But I honestly do not know what happened there. That the self-study from 10 years earlier had said we have $4 million in endowment, and we plan to reach it to 10 million by the next. Well, we were doing the study, and it was still 4 million. It was quite a while before we ever got very far above that. We finally wound up with 10 or 11 million dollars endowment. But honestly, 10 or 11 million dollars is nothing in endowment. Another mistake that we made with regard to endowment, I'm not certain whether it had ever been, excuse me, I'm not certain how far back it was legal to borrow from the endowment. The story I got for years and years was you simply do not borrow from the endowment. And I've thought later on in thinking back to that, well, now I always interpreted that to mean it's illegal. And I think it was, but I'm not certain about that. I do know that borrowing from the endowment was just a last-ditch thing you did, if you ever did it. And under two of those presidents, that $11 million was used up. And the school was so much in debt that in terms of endowment, you might say it was zero minus.